I welcome you all. In this video, I'm going to explain the design procedure for quarter joint. So let us start with the step number 1. Calculate the diameter of each rod, which is denoted by letter D. Now, to calculate the diameter of each rod, that is small d, we have to use this equation. That is the tensile stress induced in the rod, which is given by equation sigma t is equal to P upon pi by 4 d square. This equation we have studied in the strength equations for quarter joint. Now we have to modify this equation so that we can get this value of small d. So just little bit rearrange the terms so that we can get the diameter of each rod. So small d is equal to, if you take this d square on the LHS, so we can write this equation like this, under root 4p upon pi into sigma t. So this equation gives us small d, that is diameter of each rod. So in this equation, if we put p, that is the external applied load, sigma t, permissible tensile stress in megapascal or Newton per mm square, you can get the answer of small d in mm. So you can write here where P is equal to external force in Newton and sigma t that we have to put here is permissible tensile stress for a rod material, and it is in megapascal or Newton per mm square. Now step number 2 is calculate the following dimensions using standard relations. Now first is small a, c is equal to 0.75 d, d3 is equal to 1.5 d, d4 is equal to 2.4 d, small t is equal to 0.31 times d, t1 is equal to 0.45 d. So these are the dimensions that we have to calculate in terms of this small d, where small d is the diameter of a rod, okay, which we have calculated from the step number 1. Okay, that means once you get the value of small d, you can get these 5 dimensions from this small d and by using this standard relations. Now let us go through this cut section of quarter joint in order to see what are these parameters. So this small a and c are, so small a is nothing but the distance between end of slot to the end of spigot is nothing but the small a. C is nothing but distance between end of slot to the end of socket collar. Then D3 is the diameter of this spigot. D3 is the diameter of this spigot. D4 is the diameter of this socket. D4 is the diameter of this socket. T is the thickness of this cotter and thickness of slot in which it is fitted. T1 is the thickness of this spigot collar. T1 is the thickness of this spigot collar. So this distance is nothing but the T1, that is nothing but the thickness of spigot collar. At the end, you can write here where small d is equal to diameter of rod in mm. Now let us consider step number 3. Calculate a diameter of spigot D2 from tensile stress equation. So this tensile stress equation we have to refer from strength equation article that we have studied in the previous video lecture. So in the strength equation article, we have studied this equation, tensile failure of spigot. That is, we have developed the tensile stress equation in the spigot. And this is the equation sigma t is equal to P upon pi by 4 d2 square minus d2 into t. So this equation we have to use this equation as it is to get the value of d2. So I will write this equation. Sigma t is equal to P upon pi by 4 d2 square minus d2 into t. Now we are at the important stage of this design of quarter joint. Now here we have to calculate this d2. This sigma t is nothing but the permissible tensile stress for this spigot. T is nothing but the thickness of cotter, and this thickness of cotter we have calculated in the step number 2 here. Okay, so once you put the value of T, which is calculated in this step number 2 here, and if you put the value of sigma T, permissible tensile stress, and if you put the value of P, that is nothing but external applied force, you will get the one quadratic equation, and you have to solve that quadratic equation in order to get the value of this D2. So here write one important point, because while solving the numerical you have to obtain first quadratic equation. So put sigma T, P and T in above equation. Solve quadratic equation and calculate D2. So this is the important part of this step 3, because here you will get the quadratic equation that we have to solve after putting the permissible tensile stress, external applied force and T, that is the thickness of quarter, and then you will get the value of D2. Now the step number 4 is calculate the outer diameter of socket, that is small d1, from tensile stress equation. So again we have to refer the strength equation article for this tensile stress equation in the socket. So by referring this strength equations for quarter joint for socket, so we have studied this article tensile failure of socket, and we have developed the equation that is tensile stress in the socket, and this is the equation: sigma T is equal to P upon pi by 4 into bracket d1 square minus d2 square minus into bracket d1 minus d2 into T. So we have to use this equation here to calculate d1. So I will write this equation as it is here. Now this equation is nothing but the induced tensile stress in the socket, and from this equation we can get the value of d1, that is outer diameter of socket. Now to get the value of this d1 we have to put the value of permissible tensile stress for socket, then external applied force P, which is in Newton, d2 which we have calculated or which we can get it from step number 3, and T from step number 2. So from the step number 2 we can get the value of T, from step 2 we can get the value of d2. So by putting in the value of d2, T, P and sigma T, we get one quadratic equation, and by solving that quadratic equation we can get the value of d1. So again right here the same thing that we have written in the step number 3. So we have to write here, put sigma T, that is permissible tensile stress for socket, P external applied force in Newton, T thickness of quarter in above equation, and solve quadratic equation to get the value of this d1. So let us write this here also. So as discussed, I have written here, put sigma T, P small t, d2 in above equation and get quadratic equation. Solve this quadratic equation to get the value of d1, that is outer diameter of socket. So in the step number 3 and 4 you have to first obtain the quadratic equation, and we have to solve this quadratic equation first to get d2 and then to get d1. Now let us go to the step number 5, where we have to design the quarter. Now while designing the quarter we have to find out the mean width of quarter, that is small b. So this small b can be determined on the two bases: first on the basis of shear stress and second on the basis of bending stress. So let us go through this two sub-steps. So first point in the step number 5 is calculate the mean width of quarter small b on the basis of shear stress. So let us go to the strength equation article that we have discussed in the previous video lecture. So in that video lecture we have derived the shear stress equation for quarter by considering the shear failure, and this is the equation that we have derived. So tau is equal to P upon twice B into T, where tau is the induced shear stress, P is nothing but the external applied force in Newton, B is nothing but the mean width of quarter, and T is the thickness of quarter. So let us use this equation in this point number 1. So in this equation tau is equal to P upon twice B into T. Put tau, that is permissible shear stress for quarter, in megapascal, P external force in Newton, T thickness of quarter in mm, and then by putting permissible shear stress tau, external force P, T thickness of quarter, then calculate B, that is mean width of quarter. So this is the point number 1 in step number 5. Now the second point in the step number 5 is calculate the mean width of quarter small b on the basis of bending stress. So in order to get this small b on the basis of bending stress, again we have to refer the strength equation for quarter. So this is the article we have discussed in the previous video lecture, and where we have developed the bending stress equation for quarter. So we have to use this bending stress equation which we have developed for the quarter, so that we can calculate this small b from this equation. So let us use this equation. So I have referred this equation from the previous article. Sigma b is equal to p upon 2 into bracket d4 upon 6 plus d2 upon 12 upon tb square upon 6. So this is the equation for bending stress in the quarter. So now let us rearrange this equation to get this small b. So I have taken this small b on the LHS, and we can get the RHS like this: square root 3p upon t into sigma b into bracket d4 upon 6 plus d2 upon 12. Okay, so by putting the value of p, external applied force, t thickness of quarter, sigma b permissible bending stress, d4 diameter of socket collar, and d2 the diameter of spigot. Okay, so all these parameters we can put here, and we can get the mean width of quarter small b in this point number 2. So after writing this equation for small b, you can write like this: in above equation put p is equal to external force, t is equal to thickness of quarter, sigma b permissible bending stress, d4 diameter of socket collar, and d2 diameter of spigot in mm, and calculate mean width of quarter small b. Now next step is step number 6. Check sigma c and tau in spigot, where sigma c is crushing stress and tau is shear stress. Now to get this equation of sigma c and tau, we have to refer the strength equation for quarter joint, and this is the article that we have studied in the previous video, where we have developed the equation. We have written the equation for shear stress for spigot, and that equation is tau is equal to p upon twice a into d2, where a is nothing but the distance between end of slot and end of spigot, and d2 is the diameter of spigot. Similarly, we have crushing stress equation for spigot. Sigma c is equal to p upon d2 into t, where d2 is the diameter of spigot and t is the thickness of quarter. So we have to use these two equations in this step number 6. So first of all, you have to write the equation for crushing stress for spigot. Sigma c is equal to p upon d2 into t. We have to put the value of d2 diameter of spigot, t thickness of quarter, and p external force as I have written here, and you have to calculate per induced crushing stress in the spigot. Now remember that for the safe design, this value of induced crushing stress in the spigot must be less than permissible crushing stress. Must be less than permissible crushing stress sigma c. Okay, then and then only we can say that the design of spigot is safe. Now the second stress that we have to check is shear stress in the spigot, and this is the equation that I have written from the strength equation. Tau is equal to p upon twice a into d2. In this equation, we have to put the value of P, external force in Newton. A is the distance between end of slot and end of spigot in mm. D2 is the diameter of spigot. Now, once you calculate this induced shear stress tau in the spigot, we have to compare this value with the permissible shear stress. And remember that for the safe design, this induced shear stress tau must be less than permissible shear stress tau. Okay, so then and then only we can say that this design of spigot under shear stress is safe. Now the last step is step number 7. Check the crushing stress sigma c and shear stress tau in the socket. So we have to follow the same procedure as we have did in the step number 6, but the equation of sigma c and tau is different for socket. In order to write the equation of crushing stress sigma c and tau, that is shear stress in the socket, we have to refer the strength equation article from the previous video lecture, and these are the equations that we have to refer for the socket. So this is the induced shear stress for the socket, that is P upon twice into C d4 minus d2, and this equation gives us the crushing stress in the socket. sigma c is equal to P upon d4 minus d2 into T. So we have to use this equation as it is in this step number 7. So from this equation, sigma c is equal to P upon d4 minus d2 into T, we can calculate the induced crushing stress in the socket. So in this equation, we have to put the value of d4. d4 is nothing but the diameter of socket collar in mm, d2 is the diameter of spigot in mm, T is the thickness of quarter in mm, and P is the external force in Newton. So once you calculate the induced crushing stress in the socket, we have to compare its value with the permissible crushing stress, and the induced crushing stress sigma c, which is calculated from this equation, must be less than permissible crushing stress sigma c. Okay, then and then only we can say that the design of socket under crushing stress is safe. And this is the last part of this step number 7. By using this equation, we have to calculate the induced shear stress in the socket, and this equation is tau is equal to P upon twice C into d4 minus d2, where C is nothing but the distance between end of slot and end of socket collar in mm. d4 and d2 already we have seen the diameter of socket collar and diameter of spigot respectively. So once you calculate the induced shear stress tau for the socket, we have to compare its value with the permissible shear stress, and this induced shear stress tau must be less than permissible shear stress tau. This induced shear stress tau must be less than permissible shear stress tau, and if this condition fulfills, then and then only we can say that the design of socket under shear stress is safe. So with this equation, we have completed the design procedure of quarter joint, which consists of 7 steps.